it's Went, and I want to talk to you about the 9-year that we're entering in 2025. What you need to know, what you need to dodge, what you need to go towards, and how you can best align yourself to the frequency over us all in this year. Make sure you're listening and taking notes. And then take whatever you learn from here and share it with other people. The 9 represents the highest frequency that you could possibly embody of love and light and giving and sharing, and it also represents the lowest frequency you could possibly embody, which is animalistic traits such as war and violence. So I really want to tell you what we're getting into this year, because this vibration is not one to be played with. And you can float through life unconsciously, or you can float through life consciously with the right information and tools that we are all given, but we have to acquire on our own. Now, let's enlighten this mint. What it is vibration. Everything is moving. We learn that solids are vibrating. We learn that liquids are vibrating. We learn that gases are vibrating. Plasma is vibrating. And even solids are vibrating, right? So if something is vibrating, if something is moving, it has a numerical unit that it could be measured by, right? Just like how if a car is driving fast, if it's driving too fast, it might be going 89 miles per hour, or it might be going 90 miles per hour, right? Everything can be measured by a number. You're cooking, you got a cup full of baking soda, it could be measured by a number. If you're building a house, if you're born, if a person is born, it could be measured by a number. You're born on December 21st, you're born on March 9th. Every single thing in this universe can be measured and quantified by a number. Even the year that we are all existing under the energy of. The year that we are in right now is 2025. If you haven't seen my prior videos, which are up on my YouTube, I did a yearly video last year for 2024 when we were under the energy of the 8. And that is a video that I'm very, 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 very proud of, because of the content that I spoke about, and also because I actually posted it. And shortly after I posted that, Cat Williams came out with some of the same information, and the world regarded him as just this immaculate genius, 333. And which he is. I actually want to do a video on Cat Williams, not to go too much into his business or his information, but his name is literally Cat Williams. If you look up cat, you'll learn that the cat is the representation of psychic energy. It's a representation of a deity in Egyptian knowledge or times, named Sekhmet. So it's just like Cat Williams is a representative of that energy. So him being tapped into this frequency that I'm talking about is just not surprising. All right, so back to the energy of 2025. We are now in a 9. Last year we were in an 8. So when you think of the number 8, I want you to think of you reaping what you sowing. Awards, accomplishments, business, big money, karma, and so on and so forth, right? Just like an 8, like what goes around comes around. So last year, a lot of people got their ass handed to them, especially in the music industry. One of the biggest ones was Diddy. We saw him go down, and he went down for a long time, and it was really, really rough. A lot of other things happened in my life. I was gifted and honored to be one of the fashion designers in the City of South Fulton fashion show. Like, my first fashion show was hosted by the City of South Fulton. What an accomplishment to me. I went to 10 different parts of Europe for the first time. So in retrospect, I'm doing pretty good in the eyes of the Most High, or the eyes of the spiritual realm, because I can reflect on what happened to me in the 8. Now, if I had lost my car, my home, my this, my that, my then I might need to tighten up out here. This is how these numbers can correspond with you in your everyday life, and you can use them to keep yourself in check. Okay, so that was the 8, and this year we are in the number 9. So if you were to look at the number line, the number 9 is the last digit on the line, right? And then what comes after 9? 10. But 10 is a combination of 2 numbers. It's a combination of 1 and 0. And so the numbers that we respect are 1 through 9 in simple numerology, because everything else is a combination. So the 9 being at the end of the number line has the strength of every number in front of it. So 9 is one of the strongest numbers. This year we are going to be handed a lot, and it's just kind of like a mystery because the 9 is all things. When it comes to colors, the number 1 is red, the number 3 is yellow, the number 4 is green, the number 9 is all colors, right? So mystery box, this year is definitely going to be one for the books. If you didn't think it was, like, again. Where do we see the number 9? Okay, if you think of 911, that's the number that you use if you are in a state of emergency and you need some help. So they named that number 911 because 9 deals with war, explosions, trauma, violence, murder. And then the number 11 deals with help from a higher source. See how it adds up, it plays out, it makes sense, it confirms itself. Right. So if the date is the 27th, 7 plus 2 equals 9. So that day is a 9 day. On that day, you're going to want to avoid conflicts with people. 9 has the power to build, or it has the power to destroy. If God was a person, I feel like there's other numbers that are more similar to God, but I feel like God would be the 9 just because it's a culmination of all things, right? So 9 has the power to heal or destroy. It is the villain, and it also is the humanitarian. 9s, people that are life path number 9s, they are the biggest caregivers and lovers that you'll possibly ever come across in your life. The number 9s, you can find them working in places like firefighter departments because they can keep their cool. They do a really good job at keeping their cool when everybody else is frantic, right? The number 9 is one of the most sacred numbers that there is. Numerology hasn't been talked about for that long. I believe that it was the year 1969 or 1970 is when we were just able to talk about numerology, especially the number 9 specifically. If you were to talk about this number years ago, you could have been sentenced to death just because of the information being so hard to come by, so spiritual, so powerful, so accurate, you know? And the reason why this number was so quiet as kept is because it's one of the most powerful vibrations in the world. So when you hear, what's his name? Nikola Tesla has what's called the 369 theory, and a lot of people use that theory for manifestation. Now, I'm not going to tell you about it because I'm not well versed in it myself, but it makes sense. The 1, 2, 3 deals with divine creation, and the 369 deals with giving the energy for that creation to run. When it comes to planets, the 9 is a representative of the planet Mars. Mars rules war and destruction, etc., etc. Let's bring it back to 2025 and what this means for us in our everyday life. So, this year would not be a good year for you to start your business on. It's not a good year for you to just start anything. If you do, the chances of it dwindling away or not being substantial and having longevity are pretty high, just because the 9 rules endings. 9 is a great vibration for you to hash things out with people with the intent of it being controlled and calm and collected. It's a good energy to hash things out under, but not to start things. You want to bring things to a close under the energy of a 9. So right now is a time for you to take inventory of your life and think about the things that can go. Think about the things that should have been gone, you know, and really go ahead and clean house for next year when we enter into the 1, which is a world of new beginnings. So with this 9, this war energy, it brings me to the vibration of what we're all under now, which is like looking at Trump and looking at Elon. They're about to usher in the cryptocurrency era, digital money era, all this new shit under the 9 because they want it to feel like a brand new beginning in that 1. So let those who have eyes be able to see clearly. Right now, a lot of planes are falling out of the sky on some weird type time. The number 9 rules turbulence. So that is going to continue to be a trend that we see throughout the whole year. Like traveling is going to be being questioned the entire year. So know that and know why, which is because the 9 rules turbulence. So sidebar story, I was traveling to California and my auntie was booking my flight and she had told me what day she booked it for, and I was like, let me go look at my numbers and see, you know what I'm saying, and I was like, oh no, I'm not flying that day because 9 rules turbulence. And under the energy of 9s, like, people are more inclined to be mad or upset. And when I travel, I want blessings, baby. I want everybody in the best spirits they could possibly be in. I need my flight attendant handing out extra nuts. I need the person at the baggage claim to let me buy if my bag is 1 pound over. Like, I need good vibes. So I couldn't even go for the turbulence or people possibly being moody in that airport, right? So I flew on a different day, had a great experience. Boom. I just knew not to fly on the 9. Another experience, personal experience, is that I was in the grocery store and I looked up and I noticed I was on aisle number 9, and I said, okay, let me see what the names of these people are on this aisle. The people working that aisle were named Alpha and they were named Angel. So just like I'm telling you, the 9 has the power to destroy and whatnot, it also has the power to love and create and to build. It's literally a culmination of both ends of the spectrum. So yep, I saw that in the grocery store. And just noticing the 9 energy, I had just got into it with this lady about making my sandwich the day before, which was the 9th. And I'm just like, wow, I almost got into a fight on the 9th, and baby, I was ready for war that day. She would have had it coming. Another personal experience, my mom, thank God she's fine, but my mom got into a car accident. What day was it? It was the 9th. It actually ended up totaling her car. But as you can see, this 9 is just nothing to play around with. With your health this year, the 9 rules surgeries, it rules the blood. People that are born on the 9th, they're more inclined to be wounded by actual objects, so like sharp objects or knives, bullets, crashes, like crazy shit like that. So in the energy of this 9, I want you guys to better tend to your health. Let's look into some herbs that help our blood circulation. Let's make sure that we're working out to aid our blood circulation. Let's make sure that we're keeping a nice and steady state of mind so that we are playing on the more loving energy and the more loving end of the number 9. Let's not bring anything new into fruition. Let's go ahead and tend to what we have and see that flourish and thrive throughout this year, and especially next year. We'll start something new next year. And the 1 is the energy that is supportive of brand new beginnings. On the 1st of the month, don't you feel more inclined to clean and make that list and do this and do that and be a brand new you? You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the month, you're like, damn, this month is long. So don't start stuff on the 9. Start stuff next year on the 1. 9 rules electricity. So if we're seeing more electrical fires, that would be the reason why. Here's another little secret. Apple never made an iPhone number 9 because all of them would have broken and it would have ended their business and nobody would have known why except for them. So that's why they didn't do that. So let's just become more aware of who we are, which is vibratory energy occupying the physical form, the physical realm, and let's use this shit to get ahead. And yeah, everything is God, so have no fear, but let's use this knowledge and really get ahead, you guys, okay? So 9 is a number of high responsibility. 9 is ruled by the element of fire. And the last thing I want to throw out there as far as higher thinking and knowledge is that 9 is the Sagittarius, which is the philosopher. So use this year to also learn and expand your mind as far as you can. 9 rules higher learnings and stuff. So if you're in college, I say to you, keep doing your thing. And if you're right here before me, I say to you for doing this thing, 1, 2, 3 on the clock, because this is the highest that knowledge possibly goes. All right, you guys, I love you. I pray that you have an amazing number 9 year. I will come back to you at the end of this year and reflect on how mine went. But be safe. Oh, and then the last thing is that 9 rules ending. So we will see a lot of endings as far as people's lifetimes in this realm. A lot of people are already passing away, and everybody's like, damn, every time I look up, somebody's dying. Like what's in the air? What's in the air? What's in the year, baby? It's the number 9. I love you guys. I'm Win, and I just wanted to tell you about the number 9 because nobody else was going to do it. But I love y'all. Be safe. Since the filming of this video, many things I've spoke about have come to pass, those that I even worried were too heavy to speak upon. Having awareness of the numbers not only gives you insight, but also the opportunity to prepare and avoid certain scenarios. So my apologies to my viewers for waiting until the last day of 2025 to post this video, but I was fearful and also optimistic or hoping that certain things would not transpire this year, but the energies are what they are. The things transpired that I spoke about, and here we are. Everything is in divine order, so it is what it is. Happy transitions and much love to those who we lost. May we continue to contribute what it is that God placed in our hearts for us to give to this world and to this people on it. And in this 2026 year, may new beginnings and beautiful blessings be upon us all. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.